I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips when you're doing this. I've seen some other videos out there of them disassembling the Mini 2, but they leave out some of the most important parts. There's 4 screws, you can see. There's that little 1, 2, 3, 4. You take those 4 out, and that releases the top, but there are a couple of pins that you need to break free in the battery compartment, which I have open. We kind of get in here. See if I can zoom real quick. There's a clip right there. You see it kind of descending into the black part. It's underneath that red cord. There's a clip right there, and another one on it's the same thing. It's got like the 3 bars that run up and one in the middle, a small one. You got to unclip both of those, and then once those other screws are out, it will just pop out. The top will pop off, is what I mean. You have to break those free. And then when you're taking the back panel off, it's actually really easy to get the back off. You do want to be a little bit careful. There are a couple screws to get the back off. Oh, they're actually on this side. There's one there, and there's another one right there. See if I can get a different angle on it. Yeah, it's that little black hole right there. And then another one there. Those come off. You can do that before or after you get the top off. Probably easier if you do it after you get the top off. You have to take this bottom part off, and there's a little black. You can see it. You can see the black right there. That's a little screen cover thing. You have to get that off. And there's 2 screws on this side. And then there's one with a little piece of white. I guess it's like a warranty tape thing. You have to take that off, and then it'll basically just come right off. There's a gray wire right here on this that clips on. It's not soldered, so remember that. It just clips on. I got some of my wife's tweezers, and I just grabbed it, and it clips right off. So you unclip that one, and then you can just feed it through the little hole. Like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. What was not self-explanatory, though, was putting the arm back on. How horrible it was. Let me show you guys something. Okay, to get the arm off, there's this little black thing with 2 screws in it. You get the screws out, and then you just push on that silver part right there, and you push it through. Now, to get it back in is horribly difficult. I couldn't figure it out. It took me like almost 3 hours to do because there was no videos explaining how you do it. Here's what I did. You lift the arm basically back to its original position. So I lifted this one, and then I rotated this one back. Anyway, then you have to lift this one again to get it out of the way. So you want the arm in this position when you're trying to get this black thing back in place. And it's going to seem kind of contorted. When you push this thing down, it's going to be rotated a little bit. Almost like maybe 30 degrees at an angle. It's going to be rotated like that. What you have to do, and what I did, is I got these tweezers and I pushed them in the holes where the screws go. And I turned it. So I'll show you. I just rotated it, and then I pushed down to get it to go into that chamber. And once you do that, then you can get, I just got a little Phillips screwdriver, the tiny one, and then I pushed on the center, and it pushed all the way through. There's a pin on the other side, and you can see it comes flush. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get it apart, because you have to see that pin come up on the other side of this. That was the worst part, but the drone needs to be in this position. The wings need to be just like this. So have this one closed and this one over it, and push it down, and then screw the screws in, and they go right in. What I was doing before is I had this arm was open, actually. Let me just get it in the position real quick. What I did before is I and what made sense to me was to have the arm in about this position right here, and then that thing goes in just fine. But then it won't cause it to close open and then close in the closed position. It will just kind of stay right there. So if you do those two things, that will make the process a lot easier. Obviously, the soldering is straightforward. If you don't know what to do, then you can just take it to a little computer repair place or a U-Break iFix. But those were the two most confusing parts for me, were the clips on the inside of the battery compartment and this little black spring-loaded rod. But yeah, so you put it in that position where this one's closed and then this one's open, and then you have to kind of turn it and push it in, and it'll make the job a lot easier. So if I had known those two things, I would probably saved 2.5 hours. Just because I've never done this before and it was not that straightforward. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Again, this is the Mini 2. And now it's all repaired. I got to replace a couple blades on there that broke. But I'm not worried about that because it flies just fine without the other blades. All right, hope that helps y'all.